Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I don't see anybody at the park right now, but look at this. Look at this guy. My goodness, I was out here wrapping up a video. I had actually gone around the block, came back and sat in my usual spot under that tree, even though it sometimes will make me sneeze and cough and all that. But, okay, I'm going to zoom in because there was a child, a teenager. I don't put other people's kids in my videos, so I try not to. I scrolled backwards to make sure that he didn't get in my video, and I didn't see it, so hopefully it wasn't in there. It could be. There was a little faded, I don't know what you call it. It's a smudge on my windshield. Maybe that's where the teenager was, behind that. Anyway, so look at the clouds, man. That's wicked. But anyway, what I want to talk about is I got kind of disturbed. I had my first computer in 1982. 1982. That's a long, long time ago, you know. And I was one of those pioneer women in like social media and stuff like that. It always makes me crack up when these young people, some of them are young, some of them are my age, and say this stuff about boomers. Oh, they have to say it that way. Actually, the way they say it is like this: boomers, like there's something special, whatever they are, you know. And boomers are such bad people. They don't know anything. They'll continue with, they don't know anything about the internet. Who do you think invented this stuff? And you know, when something is invented and created, there's not that many people using it right there. We were called a dirty, dirty, dirty 4-letter word back then. That was geek. It was practically made into a dirty 4-letter word. We called the other people non-modems. So some people these days, possibly the same ones that said we know nothing about computers, don't know what a modem is. Oh, I like talking like that. Nobody should be picking on other people because of their generation, their age. That's ageism, so stop. Period. Full stop. Stop. Anyway, what I want to talk about is, hold on. Okay, I've made videos about, like I've said before, over the years, 10 years on YouTube, my original channel. Pretty much every year I have probably made videos about the people who are, I forgot to add this one, charlatans. But you know, the E-Beggars, the con artists, let's think of all the names that I know of for it. Grifters, swindlers, flim-flam, I think is what they called it. Probably more like my mother's generation, or maybe her mother's generation. You know, flim-flam. You know, along this line, the E-Beggars. I've made videos about them because, my goodness, I've seen so much, so many. And it's not just on YouTube. Like I said, I had my first computer in 1982. But they quite often, it's basically, you know, the charlatans are a little bit different, but basically the others, they start off by saying, by having it could be legitimate, it seems legitimate, they're going through a bad time in their lives. Don't we all at some point? I'm pretty sure most people do have a period in their lives when what they feel is bad. You know, the rest of us might say, hey, I wish I had that. That's all you have. But anyway, they go through, you know, these people who do this, they start off, you know, having a legitimate situation, and people send them donations to help them out. Okay, that's nothing. Then they go on with their lives. Some people don't go on with their lives. Some people find, hey, I can make money this way. I'm gonna this, that, this. And I've been making videos all this time, like the stages they go through. Nobody goes through the same one exactly the same. all of that. But they pretty much, it's practically like they're scripted. And what they do and how they do it and all that. Quite seems like, but like I said, everybody goes through a little bit different with their own little flair to it. And but one of the things is, it's sometimes that when they get to a certain point, when people are finding them out, when people, somebody from their audience doesn't have to be a subscriber. If somebody in their audience is saying, hey, I'm seeing what you're doing, and I don't like it. You're a con artist. You're a grifter. You're lying to people. All of the stuff that you say just to get more money off of people. You're lying. Okay, so people start talking. Some people are figuring it out. The people who they don't move on with their lives. They decide this is going to be a lifestyle. I'm going to get them. All these people who are watching me, I'm going to get them to pay for my rest of my life. Me for whatever I do. Some will go as far as to quit their jobs or full-time jobs, saying, oh, I'm going to dedicate it to this. Some have a full-time and a part-time because they're in a bad situation, and then people help them out. Some of them that don't move on, they quit their jobs. Oh, I want to make this. I can make more money this way. And some people says nobody's... I don't know why there's this guy parked right over here. I don't think you can see. But at the end of the street, just parked right there, not moving, at the stop sign halfway, got their SUV halfway between where the stop sign is, perpendicular to it. It's like, what the crap? What are you doing? You just sitting there? It looks like maybe TikToking, like Adam says it. They're just TikToking. I don't know if Adam has even looked at TikTok. But anyway. But it does look like they're just sitting there looking at their phone. But parked right there at the stop sign. Not like on the side of the road against the curb. I'm talking right there in the lane. That's funny. Anyway. Okay, it moved. It did a U-turn at the end of the street and moved. That was weird. But, anyway, that kind of clearing up a little bit, don't you think? So anyway, the people who do this, like I've said in other videos, they get to a point wherever they really do believe that there's something really special about them. Something just really extraordinary, that so many people are donating to them, and they have such talent, because even some of their audience will say, oh, tell us how you're doing that. Tell us, what is your secret? How do you get so many people watching you? How many you get so many subscribers? How do you get all these donations? Da, 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 da. And they really puff them up. And the person will come back like they're that special, the person making the videos, to give everybody else advice. They are at that level. They give everybody advice. And, just you can imagine what charlatans are. The charlatan ones are the ones that's, that I've seen. Now, these are based on what I have seen. What you may see might not be anywhere near this. But the ones I have seen with the charlatans is, oh, I know better than the so-called experts because I've experienced it. Some of them did seem like they really thought, like on narcissistic abuse, I've experienced it. So therefore, then before they go down this road, that people should pay them to help them to be life coach. That they would be their life coach. Oh my gosh. Charlatans. Not all of them. Some of them were actually counselors that, earned it. And maybe even lived it. Oh, imagine that. Ooh, that busted their whole view. Oh, I've experienced it, so therefore. My degrees are in psychology and sociology, by the way. I taught at college and university. I was a career student for over 20 years. Yeah. And if you think I haven't experienced it, my goodness. And that's why these kinds of things really bother me. These with the E-Beggars, and I'm getting back to this point where they, to get back over here, they sort to think of themselves as some kind of practically, they're superior, and they're superior to their audience, and they even make comments, you know, in their videos of like they're thinking their subscribers are too stupid to figure out that they're being sarcastic. The person making the video is being sarcastic and saying they're in some way superior to their own audience. You know, they might be too subtle, maybe. I mean, we don't want to blame the victims, but and some of them don't realize that's what they're doing, and or maybe they do. Maybe they too just want to be the same way, where they can quit their jobs and sit at home and, you know, edit videos that they ran outside and did a few things and come back home and edit them and put them up, or stay at home and cook something. I have no problem with people who would make cooking videos, by the way. You just wouldn't want to eat mine. I actually have made a few cooking videos in these 10 years, yeah. So, on my original channel. Do you think I'm ever going to get there with this one? But it's disturbing. What usually happens around this time, when they start to feel themselves as superior, they really start saying things that are, you know, there's a whole bunch of steps before that. But when they get to this point, they really are verbally abusive. They can be. Not all of them do the same, like I said. But very verbally abusive, really cutting down, to put it in other words, cutting down their audience and saying negative things about it. And, you know, it might be one of them that does it, but then you'll hear them kind of generalize. So you people, like that, all of you want it. And then they got that sarcasm. They're snarky, snarly, sardonic, and they're vitriol. Let me add all these words. They're just, oh my gosh, just horrible when they get to that point, because it does really seem like they think that at this point, you know, it could be like a year or two, that really they should just, that it's time for, you know, now they can relax and, you know, have, like I said earlier, have all their audience pay for them for the rest of their lives, and they just put a little minimal effort into it because they're at that level now. And when they find out that their audience is saying and their audience is saying, you know, is going to be vocal and point it out to other people, and they could lose how much they have gained, however it is. I mean, I've been through 10 years on YouTube, more than over 10 years now, and seen and heard so many different stories, whether they're true or not, I don't know, about how they get deactivated and stuff like this. I don't know. But, you know, just people getting tired of it, people getting sick of, you know, someone who's a, you know, a con artist in a way. They work on people's emotions, making people feel bad for them. They always have a sob story. They always have something going wrong, and they need the money for it. I've seen people give lots of money for this, lots of money. And, you know, like you see $500, $200, you know, however many $100. I think that maybe there's a cap at something. But you don't know how much they're paying behind the scenes to those things like PayPal, is it Venmo, and Cash App. You know, you don't know how much people are sending to those. And these people are, when somebody starts saying, you know, you're lying to us, you know, some people might start to question it, and that what happens? They start to tank. You know, but what about the person actually making it? What do they do then? my experience, what I've seen, like I said, might not be the same as you would see. They throw temper tantrums, major temper tantrums. Like I said, they're already kind of verbally abusive. Then they become worse. They worsen like you wouldn't believe. Okay. Anyway, and then even on those, there was a stage in between that I mentioned before, is that whenever they get that anger, so much anger with their audience, somehow the whole audience, like I said, they'll start doing things to snub their audience too. Like the audience is paying for them. Some people are giving a couple of dollars because that's all they can afford. That's really all they can afford. But the let me move this again. The content creator, the person making the video, will just snub everybody and show them off that I'm using your money for whatever I want to do. And that's something they'll do all through various stages. Like somebody says, it's really annoying when you do this or that. Like people who will pull on their nose. That is a pet peeve of mine. Like the delivery people who are pulling on their noses, pulling. What the crap? Yeah, your nose can itch, but come on, you're delivering stuff. Who wants to see all that? Or put their fingers in their eyes, their teeth, their nose, not their nose, their ears, and their pinky in their ear. Or one woman actually put her hand under her arm and her pit and scratching it. Not kidding. And people say, ooh, gross. I actually am not one to read somebody's comments, but I did on that one. On that one, she would do that, and people weren't happy. Don't do that. Gross. But the people who are like this, they're going to double down. They're going to say, I can do what I want. Nobody tells me what I do. So they do whatever it is even more. Something that people have said that's so annoying. Stop doing it. Yeah, and I can see both sides of that since I've been making videos for over 10 years now on my original channel. I can definitely, have more than one channel and more than one topic. I have different topics, different channels, and so on. And people, I don't get comments anymore. I actually don't. Very, very seldom. And do I ever get a comment? And I guess it's because the easiest action is block delete. It doesn't actually work that way. I don't know how it works anymore, but block delete. Somebody's going to be rude and this, but some of these like that, they say if a person isn't with them, then therefore they're just haters. Even when they're doing something really bad, making fun of their audience. Some of them, I watched one of them. She actually had said somebody sent her $2, and this one creator, I don't even remember which one. Well, I have a pretty good idea which one. Said, don't ever even insult me like that. Send $2. You see what I'm saying? It's getting ruder and ruder and stuff. Okay, I'm starting to get busy with kids out here, but it's 4:34 p.m. I was over here the other day. This is my neighborhood. I was over here the other day, and all of a sudden, it was like, did all of the families come out of the woodwork with kids, because this place was just full of, like they were having some big kind of party or something. But there was no party out there. They've had bouncy house parties out here before, several times. So you never know. Maybe there was something going on. But anyway, back to this. About the person, the latest one I've seen, threw a temper tantrum, major, big time. So disturbing. So very disturbing. And the comments on it were far too, I haven't finished what I'm saying. But the comments were like, oh, yes, you should, I like your attitude. You know, it's just so rude and obnoxious. Very obnoxious. Very, oh, snarky, snarly, all that. And, oof. It's like, I would hate to be around somebody like that. Just in a moment, just to be around them. Oh, no, thank you. You know, such, whoa. You know, oof. But some people loved it. And, you know, these are the people who don't realize she's talking about all of you. She's talking negative about all of you. You know, like I was saying, they do all, I didn't finish that part, did I? You know, they show their audience, I'm using your money, I'm going to buy frivolous things, I'm going to go get my nails done, my hair done, you know, buy some makeup, go out to eat with my friends on your dime, you know, go to, you know, have a party, go buy myself something that, you know, just that, like I said, frivolous stuff, you know, something that's expensive that is not necessary. You know, maybe a chair or something for my house. You know, this kind of thing, they'll do that. And, you know, all the while they're begging for money. Say, oh, this sad situation. Oh, and then they're letting their audience know, I'm ripping you off. You know? Oh, I'm lying. Like that. And their audience still will leave those, you know, those kinds of comments. But don't we all kind of know how that is? Haven't we been through that? All of us. If you recognize it now, maybe it's because you've been through it before. You know, you were siding with the wrong person in some kind of argument. I think many of us have been at least once. And anyway, you know, and then the last part of it is to just really be as verbally abusive as possible. And then after that, there's different things that happen. Some of them leave, and then they never come back. As far as you know, they don't come back. They might come back under, you know, years later under a different account. Seen that several times, and people doing that. Start all over again, you know. Or some of them, they just change account to, like, you can use a fake voice. And or some of them just come back not too long, but under a different genre. So many different things. Some of them, like I said, might not ever come back. You know, anyway. But what I'm saying is, I saw one that was very disturbing. Very, very disturbing. And the last time I saw one, I think, was 2 years ago. It was a man, but at that time. Anyway, then now there's this one. I've seen so many. I've just seen so many. Like I say, I'm not just one social media platform, so no, can't blame it on anyone. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up and I'm gonna go home. But I am kind of waiting to see, what does this person do next? Seriously, I'll let you know. I don't name the name, by the way, of who, or the channel or any of that. That would be gossip. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Talk to you on another video. Bye.